have not heard the news, Paige Bueckers has ended the debate with Rookie of the Year with Sona Citron. She put on a masterclass performance, but what is making headlines and really scratching people's heads and turning people's heads, not Paige Bueckers' actual performance, but the way the opposing teams all season long has been allowing her to score at will. Now, I know y'all finna say, John a Liquidator, why you lying? Why you making all this up? Just give credit where credit is due. And I'm going to give her credit. She's making some incredible shots, but let's be serious. There's no traps being ran on Paige.
Picture this. You drop 44 points like it's NBA 2K on rookie mode, only for the other team to get busted in the shadiest dupes of the season. That's exactly where the WNBA is right now. Drama so messy it feels less like basketball and more like courtroom theater. Paige Bueckers went full demolition mode, and suddenly the whispers about cheating aren't whispers anymore. They're sirens. This scandal? It makes your favorite reality TV look like nap time.
My rookie Paige Bueckers, aka Sweet Pea, gave the Sparks 44 last night. Let's get into that footage. She's the only player this year to score over 40 points. You see the behind the back in and out layup. Let's break it down a little slow. Okay, here you see Paige's defender is going to anticipate the pick right here. Pick coming to her right and Paige's left. She's going to jump that pick. Paige sees her jump the pick. She takes the ball with her left, goes behind the back right.
The WNBA is starting to feel downright eerie, like Halloween showed up early and the refs left their whistles at home. Paige Bueckers strolled into the game, unleashed a casual 44-point storm, and the only real hustle came from concession workers scrambling to refill popcorn. You'd figure after a rookie slices through your defense for 10 straight buckets, someone might at least wave a hand in her direction. Instead, it was a one-woman haunted house on the court.
Wide open looks, and I got the evidence here to prove it. And at the end of the day, Paige Bueckers is basically being propped upon to replace Caitlin. There's no doubt about it in my mind. This league would rather have Paige be the face of the league over Caitlin any day. I don't have anything personally against Paige. I like her as a player. I like her as a person. But when it comes to conspiracies, I got a job to do, and my job is supposed to fake and it's supposed to real. And the real of the matter is that Paige Bueckers is getting these open looks on.
But nope. Defenses treated Paige like she was a celebrity on the guest list. Velvet ropes down, red carpet ready, security waving her right in. And before anyone yells hater, let's be clear, Paige is the real deal. She can shoot, drive, and dish with the best of them. No argument there. But when the defense is out here looking more like background extras in a State Farm commercial than professional athletes, you've got to wonder, are we actually watching competitive basketball, or some pre-written reality show where the script guarantees the star always gets the perfect ending?
Eh bien, nous allons parler de quelque chose qui, une fois de plus, est fortement imprégné de l'agenda de la WNBA. Et qu'est-ce que c'est, vous demandez-vous peut-être? Eh bien, c'est l'escalade, l'élévation d'une certaine Paige Bueckers. Oh, elle est meilleure que Caitlin.
Let's not act like this is business as usual. Dropping 44 isn't a fluke, it's a straight-up massacre. One side showed up with water pistols, the other launched a full-on missile strike. And while defenders stood frozen like a glitched video game, the conversation somehow skipped right past accountability. Instead, everyone's already engraving Paige's name on the Rookie of the Year trophy, like it was locked in months ago. Sonia Citron? Appreciate the effort, but you're basically a background extra in the endless Paige Bueckers highlight montage the league keeps playing on repeat.
The only player in WNBA history to score 44 points in a single game. Rookie to score 44 in a single game. Now you see her on the block with a Michael Jordan, Kobe type of fadeaway. And one. Quit playing with my youngin' right there. Now you see her on the block. She working her way down to that block. She spin and pivot out the other way. Now she getting a little contact. Okay, the contact is cool. I'm going to go up and under you. Okay, no, you still got some good defense on me. All right, well, let's just see, can you defend this?
But here's the thing, the headlines weren't focused on Paige's sheer dominance during the game. No, the real story left fans more puzzled than a cat watching a magic trick, scratching their heads wondering what they just saw. People quickly noticed how suspiciously easy her scoring looked. We're talking wide-open shots, uncontested drives, and jumpers taken without a defender in sight. It was as if the opposing players were auditioning for a background role in Space Jam. No one even bothered to challenge her. Double teams? Non-existent. Traps? Never heard of them. Help defense? It might as well have been on vacation. You'd think after she scored her first 10 points, coaches would be screaming from the sidelines, "Guard her like your rent depends on it." But in this bizarre, upside-down WNBA universe, the strategy seemed to be let's see what happens if she drops 40 points. Spoiler alert, what happened was exactly what everyone predicted. Paige looked like Michael Jordan at a YMCA pickup game. The conspiracy theories are already swirling. Some fans are claiming Paige is being carefully groomed as the league's next superstar, intentionally placed in the spotlight to supplant Caitlin Clark as the league's golden girl. And honestly, after watching that game, it's hard not to wonder. Because Caitlin Clark never, let me repeat, never, got this kind of free space. She was constantly double or triple teamed, struggling to even get a shot off. Meanwhile, Paige was strolling into mid-range jumpers with defenders barely jogging behind her, as if they were on a morning walk rather than trying to defend her.
Last night, Paige Bueckers went absolutely bananas against the Los Angeles Sparks. Now picture this for just a second. I got back home last night around 12:30, like super late. I pull up my phone just for a little bit, see what's up, and I see this right here. Paige Bueckers with 44 points, 17 for 21 shooting, which is crazy. That's like 80%. 4 rebounds, 3 assists. She went crazy. I also caught this post here from StatMuse where not only did she tie the record for most points ever by a rookie, but she's also the first player in WNBA history to put up 40 plus points on 80+% shooting.
The evidence is all around us. Just watch the tape. Paige shoots a 3, and the defender is literally behind her. Not beside her, not in front of her, behind her. Since when did defending from behind become a legitimate strategy? That's not defense. That's shadowing for stamina. And it kept happening again and again. Open lanes, no contests, defenders stopping mid-play as if they'd forgotten the rules of basketball. At one point, it looked like the opponent simply paused mid-run and let Paige glide past without even trying to contest. Sure, you could argue she's just that good, but come on, nobody's that unstoppable. Even Stephen Curry faces double teams. Even prime LeBron was met with hard fouls to slow him down. But Paige? She's getting wide-open shots in real WNBA games while defenders politely clap from the sidelines. Kelsey Plum seemed like the only player who remembered that defense still matters. She actually tried to slow Paige down, but the rest of the team? They appeared to be playing the invisible defense game, hands down, eyes elsewhere, letting Paige rack up points like it was charity work. And the crazy part? This wasn't just a few plays. It was the entire game. Layups with nobody in the paint, mid-range pull-ups with defenders socially distancing 6 feet away, as if it's 2020 again. 3-pointers where the nearest contest was a fan in the third row holding nachos.
Je veux dire, poignardez-moi dans l'œil avec une cuillère, bon sang. Waouh. Donc, c'est un truc en ce moment. Hier soir, Paige Bueckers a marqué 44 points. Et nous allons regarder une vidéo qui décortique et expose une grande partie de cette merde. Laissez-moi vous dire qu'elle expose beaucoup de choses concernant le traitement de faveur dont bénéficie Paige Bueckers sur le terrain. Elle a perdu le match d'hier soir. Et je ne parle même pas d'une vidéo qui expose la situation d'hier soir. C'est juste une vidéo qui expose beaucoup de sifflets spéciaux, de traitements spéciaux qu'elle reçoit, etc.
You might call it lazy defense or outright incompetence, but when it keeps happening game after game, it's hard not to see it as something more planned, almost choreographed. Like someone whispered in the locker room before tip-off, "Tonight, Paige eats. Everyone else, take the night off." and the debate immediately exploded, Paige versus Caitlin. Suddenly, people are claiming Paige is the better player, as if dropping 44 points with zero defensive pressure somehow proves her superiority. It's like comparing a marathon runner to Usain Bolt, except Bolt is carrying a backpack full of bricks. Caitlin fought through relentless traps and harassment to carry her team to the playoffs, battling constant double teams and defensive chaos, while Paige is feasting on defenders who seem to stand around with their hands in their pockets. Olay, right this way, superstar. The treatment is glaring, and if the league wants to crown its next face that way, it's an insult to fans' intelligence. We see the wide-open looks, the defenders casually standing aside, and the stark difference in how Caitlin was guarded versus how Paige is treated. Paige is undeniably talented, but the optics are terrible. It's obvious to everyone watching that the league's favoritism is influencing the game, and that undermines the integrity of the sport. Fans aren't fools, they notice the favoritism and the unfair treatment, and it's hard to accept.
Have y'all ever heard the saying, comparison is the thief of joy? Because every time I see Paige have a good game now, the only thing I see on social media is Paige is really who we thought you-know-who was. And the you-know-who is referring to Caitlin Clark. Now, the reason this bugs me is, one, is that it diminishes Paige, right? It puts her in this hole that she can only be compared to Caitlin Clark. Whereas her greatness can stand on its own 2 feet, right? As good as she has been since she stepped in the WNBA this season, as a rookie, can stand on its own 2 feet without having to constantly be compared to Caitlin Clark.
If the WNBA is truly allowing Paige Bueckers to coast into superstardom by playing defense optional, it's not just a highlight reel. It's a serious black eye for the league. And don't even get me started on the playoff picture. Caitlin fought tooth and nail to drag her team into the postseason, facing relentless double teams and constant pressure from every defense in the league. Meanwhile, Paige and Angel Reese are sitting comfortably at home, sipping smoothies and watching it all unfold. Because right now, the WNBA feels less like genuine competition and more like manufactured drama. And honestly, that's the most unsettling part. Let's look at the evidence, because if this game were a courtroom case, the pile of proof would already have the jury yawning. Exhibit A, the three-pointer where Paige's defender is jogging behind her as if she's late for brunch. Paige pulls up smoothly, like butter, while the defender is still trying to figure out how physics works when she's 2 steps behind. No contest, no hand up, just an open shot even middle school coaches would be yelling at.
If I was Paige, I would be in that locker room lighting people up. Ain't no way I put up 44 points and we still lost by 1. And the reason we lost by 1 is because there was no help side. And then, yo, watched her go to the basket. Oh, that would send me through the roof. That would send me through the... Yeah, yo, she a better team player than I am, because, boy, I will be lighting everybody up. I'll be sitting in the locker room calling everybody out by name, telling you what you didn't do, where you...
Exhibit B. The open lane that's practically begging for a bus to drive through, with enough room for the marching band to march alongside. Paige casually strolls to the basket, lays it in effortlessly, and the defender just stops, completely frozen, like her Wi-Fi dropped or her controller disconnected mid-play. You can't honestly tell me that's just poor defense, that's way too convenient. Remember how Caitlin Clark was double-teamed the instant she crossed half-court? How defenses were entirely focused on shutting her down? Yeah, none of that was happening here. And every time she made another shot, commentators acted like they'd just seen a basketball miracle. Oh my goodness, Paige is unstoppable. Well, of course she's unstoppable when the defense is basically non-existent, like cardboard cutouts. Honestly, if you or I had that much space, we'd probably score a few buckets too, maybe not 44, but at least 5. And beyond this game, the bigger issue is how the league seems to be guiding the narrative.
Alright, is y'all capping at me? Or did Paige basically score 50? Did Paige just go for 50? Tell me y'all capping. Tell me y'all capping right now. There's no way she went for 50. I know it's 44, but I'm basically saying 50. She was 6 points away from it. She was 6 points, bro. She was 6 points away from 50. 44 ball. That's how you feeling, Paige? Just go ahead and hand her the Rookie of the Year trophy already. Let's go ahead and do that. All right. Thank you.
For months, Caitlin Clark was the undeniable star. Crowded arenas, record-breaking ratings, and her carrying her team into the playoffs with sheer determination, all while defenders hounded her every move. But now? Suddenly, Paige is receiving the full Cinderella treatment. Coincidence? Perhaps not, especially when the league seems eager for a fresh poster girl. Paige checks all the boxes, marketable, talented, fitting the safe narrative. So what better way to boost her profile than by showcasing her dropping 44 points with defenders seemingly giving her open shots? It's the perfect highlight reel. Look at Paige dominating. Even as avid viewers squint and wonder, isn't anyone else noticing this? And then, the irony hits harder. While Paige is handed easy opportunities, Angel Reese is fighting an uphill battle, once again eliminated from the playoffs. Caitlin, on the other hand, has carried her team through adversity, dragging them like a parent hauling a tired kid out of Disneyland after a long day. The WNBA seems dangerously close to borrowing the same storyline, Paige as the chosen one, Caitlin as the rival, Angel as the underdog who just can't catch a break. It's almost written in the stars, missing only a steel chair and a thunderous theme song.
All the talk. She heard all the Paiges in Rookie of the Year. Paige can't carry. Paige doesn't. Paige is just consistently losing. And by the way, they lost this game. They did not lose this game because of Paige. Like, again, look. I don't hate the last possession. I don't hate like that like I don't really necessarily hate Paige not going for it. But yeah, it doesn't really matter at this stage. It doesn't really matter. Like, everyone's going to be in my ear being like, oh, you're a Paige hater, you're a Paige hater. I was like, yes, I am a Paige hater. And my reason for being a Paige hater is I think Paige Bueckers can be the best guard.
And the fans? Oh, they're divided like a Thanksgiving family dinner. Half are chanting Paige's name, insisting she's already better than Caitlin. The other half are facepalming so hard they're leaving dents in their foreheads. Because anyone with eyes can see the difference in treatment. Caitlin had defenses breathing down her neck every possession, while Paige is getting the after you, ma'am treatment on every drive. And the media? They're drooling over Paige's stat line, acting like she reinvented basketball. That's not just disrespectful, it's comedy gold. And here's the kicker. Even with Paige's big night, her team is still out of the playoffs. Let that sink in. All that hype, all those open looks, and she's still at home watching Caitlin play postseason basketball. But hey, why let facts ruin a good storyline? Now let's rewind and really emphasize this point. Paige is not a bad player. In fact, she's incredibly skilled. She has great court vision, a killer mid-range, and the confidence to take over games. Nobody is denying that. What we're questioning is why defenses are treating her like a charity case. Why she's allowed to run free while other rookies, especially Caitlin, are hounded like fugitives.
We're also acting like Caitlin Clark has not been injured for this entire season, right? And to act like and use Paige being successful this season as some sort of demerit to Caitlin, as if she's not nasty when she's on the court, is just ludicrous, for lack of a better term. It doesn't make any sense. Paige is great in her own right, and she will be and continue to be one of the best players in the WNBA for years to come.
And maybe, just maybe, the league's intent is to help Paige shine. They see her as the safer, more marketable face, the one they want plastered on billboards and commercials. It's not solely about her skills, it's about the optics, the image they want to project. If that's true, then what's happening isn't just basketball, it's entertainment. More like a low-budget soap opera than genuine sport. Conspiracies don't need to be true to seem believable, they just have to feel plausible. Watching Paige's highlights from that game, it's impossible not to see how obvious it all is. Wide open shots, defenders stepping aside as if instructed to do so, no traps, no pressure. It's almost gift-wrapped for her. Instead, defenders looked like they were allergic to guarding her, as if they received a memo, don't touch Paige, she's delicate. Let her cook. And let's not forget, Paige isn't even known as a three-point sniper. She's a mid-range scorer, a crafty finisher. Yet in that game, it was like the defense handed her the keys to every zone, layups, wide open, pull-ups, all hers. Open threes? They might as well have been standing aside and tying their shoelaces.
44 points. Paige Bueckers scored 44 points in a single game in her rookie season. She just beat Candace Parker's record, and that's the most points scored by anybody in a single game in the whole season, with an 81% field goal percentage. Are you kidding me? If she's not your rookie of the year, I don't know what you guys are thinking.
At some point, what we're witnessing stops being called bad defense and starts to look like suspicious cooperation. Because what we saw wasn't real competitive basketball, it resembled a staged show with Paige as the star. If the WNBA believes this is a smart way to generate hype, they're playing a dangerous game. Not long ago, Caitlyn was the league's golden girl, the ratings generator, the attendance booster, the reason casual fans tuned in. One night of statistically inflated performance from Paige, and suddenly she's the chosen one. Imagine being Caitlyn, doing all the heavy lifting, absorbing the pressure, only to watch Paige get lauded for layups where defenders practically waved her through like traffic cops. That irony deserves its own Netflix series. And let's not forget, Paige's team is already out of the running.
Unbelievable. Unbe-effing-lievable. Shout out Paige Bueckers for winning Rookie of the Year. Look, I thought Sonia Citron had overtaken her. The only way Sonia Citron even gets back in the conversation is if the Mystics make the playoffs. And had the Mystics beat the Sun, we're in a different conversation here. We're in a very different conversation here. But I'm sorry, awards, Rookie of the Year, MVPs, they're about moments as much as anything. Look, like we all remember Michael Carter-Williams winning a Rookie of the Year because of essentially...
Let's paint the picture one more time. Caitlyn steps on the court, and instantly, two defenders glue themselves to her. She's fighting through double screens, getting bodied every possession, hacking her way into points that should count double for the amount of effort required. Here's where it gets spicy. Fans will forgive bad games, they'll forgive missed shots, but they won't forgive feeling like the product is rigged. And right now, that's exactly how it looks. And the WNBA, in its desperation to crown a new face, might have just played its hand too obviously. Because if you want Paige to be the star, fine, let her earn it. Let her fight through doubles, let her prove it against real defense, let her show she can shine under the same pressure Caitlyn faces every single night. Until then, all this hype is built on sand.